Welcome back to my channel. I am Kbad. Welcome back to Kbad Reaction. Today we're going to check out this video. How many people has Stewie Griffin killed? Let's see. Today we're going to find out how. You know that Stewie is a savage. You drop bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies. But today we're going to find out how many people has he killed. So without further ado, let's get into this video and see what's going on.
The same baby who gets confused by a game of peekaboo, where's Daddy? Oh, where did you go? Is also the same one who casually assembles a gun to deal with a bullet. So where are you from? Make no mistake, Stewie might just be the real villain of Family Guy. He was literally born to take over the world. This little guy is an absolute killing machine, and today we're tallying up his entire kill.
Who doesn't love Stewie? Stewie's awesome. Come on, Stewie's the best though.
Let's kick things off with a time Stewie had his heart broken and decided murder was the best way to cope. It all starts when he sees his old flame, child actress Olivia, on the news. Her career is crashing and she's making a final appearance at the Quahog Mall. Stewie shows up to gloat, but instead falls for her all over again. Problem is, Olivia isn't interested. So Stewie tries the Quagmire method. Treat her badly. Shockingly, it works. The relationship quickly turns into a nightmare. Constant bickering, petty fights, and the last straw. Stewie catches Olivia playing house with another boy, so the little fella burns down their pretend home, with them still inside.
Are you gonna be alright?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Is that smoke?
I remember this.
Idea for a farce. Cheating wife and Papa's ass burned alive.
and then he laugh about it. Yo.
Just like when he drops down a person with a clean sniper shot. This was in the episode, and then there were fewer. There was a string of murders, picking people off one by one. But no, Stewie wasn't responsible for any of this. As the bodies pile up, suspicion eventually lands on Tom Tucker. Everyone is convinced he's the killer. But it turns out the real murderer was Diane Simmons. And honestly, she almost got away with it. Almost. That is, until she made one crucial mistake. She decided Lois had to be her next victim. That's when Stewie stepped in, because if there's one thing Stewie won't tolerate, it's someone trying to take his mom out. That's gotta be his job.
And the thing about it is,
if anybody's gonna take that bitch down, it's gonna be me.
yes, that's the only reason he killed her. He didn't kill her to save Lois. Yes, he saved Lois in the process of doing it, but he killed her just because he didn't want she to kill Lois, because he wanted he to kill Lois. That's the only reason he did it. Otherwise, he wouldn't save Lois. He doesn't give a damn about her.
Protectiveness, sure, so don't go playing with what Stewie holds dear, even if he has his own evil intentions towards it. This was the mistake New Brian made. When New Brian was brought into the house because it seemed Brian was getting old, New Brian started getting comfy with the rest of the household. But Stewie didn't like that at all. But he could have handled all that until New Brian did the unforgivable.
What did you say? Rupert humped him for 2 hours yesterday. He just laid there and took it.
Admitting that was an immediate death
sentence. 3 kills. I wasn't counting. Where are the numbers right there?
Yep, mess with Rupert and you're a goner. But that's just interesting because Stewie has had to personally dispatch Rupert himself.
In that case, you leave me no choice.
After a falling out with Brian over a Sonny and Cher costume, Stewie decided to ditch him and go trick-or-treating with someone else, his beloved teddy bear Rupert. Using one of his gadgets, Stewie brought Rupert to life, hoping for some Halloween fun. At first, it seemed like the experiment failed, but turns out Rupert heard Stewie angrily venting about how he wished Brian were dead, and he took it literally. He secretly set out to murder Brian, and Stewie only realized what was happening just in time to stop him. Confronting Rupert, Stewie learns that the bear resents always being second to Brian and wanted to eliminate the competition for good. Left with no choice,
I don't want Family Guy no more, but I guess there's probably a more episode.
I know he later brought out a fresh Rupert from the dryer, but I'll still count this. Add this too.
See you on the other side.
Turns out, Stewie's protectiveness for his family covers Meg. In Lego My Mego, Meg gets captured and a terrible fate awaits her. Peter was no good and the same with Lois, so who better to step in than Stewie? Teaming up with Brian, he hunts down the men who...
Of course Peter wasn't no good. They don't give a... Yo, how can you have a daughter and you don't care about your daughter? You hate her. Why you hate her? Maybe they explain the reason why Peter hate Meg and why Lois hate Meg, but I don't recall knowing that reason. I want to know that reason. Why you hate her that much?
Sister, and lets them know not to mess with the Griffins. That knowledge, of course, came with a trail of bodies. Stewie channels his full Liam Neeson energy, quickly had the first 2 men taken off with the brutality of a gun. He fought the last guy and brought him down, but I don't
Look at Brian.
Amy graciously
He's a
let him
bitch.
live.
What little baby?
Where is she?
He's vicious.
Keep girls upstairs. I hope you burn in hell.
But when Stewie and Brian ended up captured and locked up in a basement, they eventually break loose, and Stewie ends up knocking one of the thugs out with a chair.
Just chain him up to a pipe, idiots.
And when he finally got the information for where Meg was being kept, he headed there. But here's the thing, Meg was kind of happy for how her situation turned out, because she was abducted to be married to a wealthy Arabian prince. But before she could enjoy her new reality and luck, Stewie showed up to rescue the damsel in distress.
Sorry, it's not funny. It's not funny.
Hi, Meg.
That's how determined the little genius evil baby is. You better be on his wrong side, because that's how you'll get crossed off. Because you have to wonder what Matthew McConaughey ever did to this young fella. Because first, when Stewie had access to the control center of an airport, his first point of call was to redirect McConaughey's plane to crash.
Matthew McConaughey's private jet, requesting permission to land.
Matthew McConaughey. Oh, sorry, Sierra Tango 817. All our runways are filled.
But it looks empty from up here. We're almost out of fuel.
No room at all. But lucky for you, there's a big new airport out in the middle of the ocean.
Matt survived, thank goodness. But rather than be thankful for his
Ooh,
life
wow,
and
why
let
you-
be bygones, he thought it was wise
Who
to
the fuck
put
would land in the ocean? You can literally see there's no
well,
airport
he
there.
met his fate.
Matthew McConaughey? Yeah, I'm looking for a guy named Stewie.
Ow! Grab his legs. I gotta bury this thing.
But I...
Grab his legs!
He said, grab his leg, I gotta bury this thing. Not him, this thing. Like, what the hell?
And that's what you get for not knowing when to walk away or call it quits. Like Vernon John.
Like, you survived, you should've just let it go. Why you go to his house?
They kept the
Nigga
music
don't
gig going. When
hesitate.
Stewie had had enough, it was time to put an end to their nuisance.
I remember this. It's not like Holmes walk up and just bam bam. No, you light them up, nigga. Drive-by style. Joe.
Dead, alright? We're not gonna be seeing him again.
And explain the
speaking
reason
of taking
why.
out someone for being a nuisance, in the episode Chitty Chitty Death Bang, Stewie shows up with a laser gun to deal with the Man in White. Why? Well, Stewie believes that since he was delivered by a man in white, aka
So far,
Doctor in
14.
white robes, his first birthday means that same man will return to shove him back into Lois's womb. And to Stewie, the idea of being trapped again in that Bastille of a womb is pure horror. But don't feel too bad for the guy. Turns out he was actually leading a cult and had already convinced his followers to drink poison. When he came to the Griffin house to get Meg too, Stewie zapped him. Problem solved.
It's a boy.
But there was an earlier body before this. When Stewie first learned of the Man in White showing up, young Stewie had first decided to run. But when he got to the airport,
yeah, I remember that
unfortunately,
one.
the man decided to stop him and give him advice. Should have minded his business. Because what did he get in return? Frozen in carbonite.
I only hope my heartfelt thanks will keep you warm as you spend the next 10 years in frozen carbonite.
But we're counting that two in the kill count, because who stays frozen in carbonite for 10 years and lives? The little boy in diapers is really someone you pray not to come across, even if he is creepy in a manger. In the episode Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, Stewie played baby Jesus in a biblical reimagining. King Herod happens to be nobody but Carter. Just as the biblical account goes, Carter learns of the prophecy about a new king being born and decides the best solution is to send soldiers to kill him. But what they didn't expect was that Stewie was just as much a menace and not to be messed with, even when he was to be a messiah.
A virgin mom. But I am one bad mother.
But does this really count?
He literally brought a fighter jet to a sword fight. The soldiers didn't even get a chance to draw their swords, and in one swift airstrike, Stewie cleared out at least 15 royal soldiers in a single scene. Guess that's a whole new perspective for the Christmas holiday. And about that, this dude traumatized Christmas permanently for a little girl. How so? Well, first, after Santa scoffed at him at the mall, Stewie decided to get revenge by taking out Santa Claus. So he had Brian journey with him to the North Pole, but arriving at the North Pole, what does he find? Well, it wasn't exactly as you'd picture. Santa had deformed elves working tirelessly to keep up with the demand. Then Santa himself collapses, and now Stewie and Brian take over the task of delivering gifts for Christmas.
Oh, is it this one? Yo! I mean, I'll talk about it.
The family hate Christmas forever.
It's kind of a funny story.
Oh my god. Damn, yeah, that's that. That was
What the hell did you do?
This one was crazy though.
Man, You can't call the cops on Santa.
Pretty sure you can call the cops on a dude wielding a baton and claiming to be Santa. Now, the wife and kid
Nigga
are
was
working by the
like,
noise.
yeah,
They come
yeah,
down to see what's
come
going
off the
on, and
head.
to their horror, they meet the psychopath of a baby cleaning blood off the floor. Stewie then goes ahead to take out the mother as well.
Help! Help! Mommy!
It's okay. Brian, see if you can find some duct tape. Oh my god.
Damn, two bodies just like that and a child that would need therapy for the rest of her.
I was just about to say something about that. He killed the mom and the dad and left the little kid to traumatize for the rest of our goddamn life about her parents dying in front of our eyes. That's crazy.
But speaking of therapists, one had the unfortunate circumstance of meeting Stewie. Because if Stewie is not taking out a fellow because he wants no chance to return to Lois's womb, he's willing to do anything to make sure he's never exposed as a vulnerable person in need of acceptance. Well, only his therapist knew that. Knew because after opening up to the man, Stewie took client confidentiality to the extreme. And by that, I mean he watched the poor man have a heart attack but refused to pass him his meds.
So, yeah, I remember that one.
This is how you leave me.
Sorry.
Engrossing death.
He basically stayed there coldly while the man passed.
Yes!
That's just brutal and cold and...
It's not like he left and go away and left him to die. He will sit there with the book waiting for the nigga to die. Waiting for the nigga to leave this world. This baby is vicious.
Oh, yes, that death is on him. Sometimes he doesn't need a legitimate
It could have saved the guy, to be honest, by just giving him the pills.
Due to Warren getting sniped.
The prostitute should be exiting Quagmire's house in 3, 2... Hey, thanks a lot. I had a swell time last night.
Yes, if you
Okay, I should stop laughing. It's not funny. I don't know why that... Okay, let me stop.
Stewie, for no apparent reason, just know you're getting toast. Worst case is if you're a celebrity he has a beef with. Like when he met Colin Farrell. The young man was just standing there minding his business, smoking a cigar, but then comes Stewie, and next thing you know it...
Pants to be intact, but you're just not gonna listen, are you? My god, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to kill you.
Yo, ho, 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 ho. My nigga blow into like...
I mean, you're safe from Stewie.
Million
because
pieces.
James Cameron was quietly on his own, deep under the ocean filming the Titanic. How much farther away and doing your own thing do you need to be secure? None of that matters, because Stewie decides he's got a good idea for a prank to pull, and well, he ends up pulling James Cameron's legs. Literally.
This is gonna be so great.
It's not funny.
The kind of
And there's no body. The body is already gone.
to be feared because what he calls
It's like coming. It's like
poor Meg got
It's like coming in a murder and just get away with it because there's no
Hey, Brian,
body.
check it out. Meg's poking around the cargo hold. I'm gonna give her a little scare.
But Megan's not actually there. Does this count? You know, I don't think it's necessary
For someone
because
who's
she's
a
still in the
genius,
show.
how exactly did he think opening the cargo hold would have a different kind of outcome? Yep, I'm still counting it as part of his kill count, even if it wasn't a permanent death for me.
Exactly.
This dude has taken out his family members like blood ties means nothing to him. Like, when the family had to sort out their unnecessary stuff in the house, everyone was getting
Oh, I remember this.
stuff.
This
Now, Stewie
episode
decided
was
that his
a rip,
ribbons for his
nigga.
birthday were too prized a possession to get rid of, so when Peter asked an innocent question, he got a response with, well, an arrow in the eye.
Ribbons? Hey, little guy, how's the sorting going?
I'm not getting rid of my ribbons.
I just wanted
Again,
to
didn't
know
count
if I could
because
borrow a ribbon.
he knows it wasn't actually dead.
Still adding to his kill count without one. And when Peter became a mobster to prepare his kids for the gangster life, he had Stewie do something in the line of taking out Brian. Turns out Brian ate his precious Stelladora breakfast cookies. But rather than have a reasonable discussion about it, Stewie suggests to Brian that the two of them go fishing together. There's also the time he strangled Chris, because somehow that's what Italians do.
Well, if we're gonna be Italian, I guess we should start murdering our brothers.
Where you at?
You break my heart, Chris. You break my heart.
Again, this one didn't really count.
Hold on, are we just going to ignore the fact that Stewie is walking around with a garrote in his pocket? Another time he also took Chris out to the woods, kind of like Lenny and George. They had worked their way to a ranch for a new job, but things went wrong when Chris misunderstood a woman who told him to destroy her and accidentally killed her. To keep Chris from getting hanged, Stewie had to mercy kill him.
Yeah, sure thing. But while I do that, why don't you face away from me and count the stars?
Okay.
All right, so
So to save him from dying, you just do it yourself. And that was a better solution. Okay.
B will have a rack of single gear bikes for every guest. And yes, next to that, of course, is going to be the big giant rabbit hutch. Bye-bye, Lenny.
Touching, but still adding to his kill count at tally. Oh, and let's not forget the time Stewie had his entire family blown up. How did that happen? Well, in the future, Stewie is living large, rich, and successful, while the rest of the Griffins are all broke and struggling. Then one day, he learns Peter is dying, and they want Stewie to come home. The real reason? To guilt him into giving them some of his fortune. After Peter dies, Stewie finally agrees and transfers all his wealth to the family. But what they didn't realize was that even as an old man, Stewie was still the same manipulative genius. He saw through their scam from the start. So while they celebrated conning him, Stewie had something else planned.
You're too stupid to notice I snuck into the kitchen and turned up the gas before I left. Chris should be lighting his cigar right about...
It turned out it was all his imagination and didn't actually happen, so okay, this wouldn't count. But then we all know he's just as capable of carrying out this evil plan.
Well,
other than daydreaming about blowing up his entire family, he also had to
my
fight
God,
off his
he's fighting back there with him.
The first encounter happened when
and
Stewie had shrunk into Peter's
lit.
balls. Stewie had done so with the intention of taking out any sperm cells so Peter and Lois wouldn't make another baby. When Bertram was born, they ended up fighting for control, and Bertram finally came up with the idea of traveling back to the past to kill Stewie's ancestor. Well, Stewie followed him to the past, defended his ancestor Leonardo da Vinci, and engaged Bertram in an epic battle. Stewie ended up proving who was more vicious. He took out Bertram cold with an arrow to the head.
Hey, Bertram, what's your favorite kind of bottled water?
Uh-huh.
Mine's Arrowhead.
Even if you're supposed to be a horror villain, Stewie is the person you are to fear. Ask the twins from The Shining book and movie. When he ran into them in the hallway, well, they were sure to regret encountering the British-talking psychopath with a baby.
The solarium is at the far end of the west.
Come play with us, Stewie. Forever and ever and ever.
Yes, all work and no play makes Stewie a dull boy.
Trying to steal him? What? Like, come on. I'm like a vicious. I don't give a damn about being scared of those stuff.
Stewie added another body to his count. In it, he was a deranged little girl who at first seemed to have rescued Brian from an accident, but it turned out to be a kidnapping. So Brian was an author, but after Stewie read his manuscript, he didn't like how the story went because of one of the characters that was killed off. So he demanded that Brian rewrite the story. But when it looked like Brian wasn't going to comply, Stewie made him know just how creepy and dangerous he could be. But luckily for Brian, Joe showed up. Or more accurately, unluckily for Joe. Because when he came to save the day, Stewie appeared and put a stop to such plans.
Yo, all the part of his body to aim for this nigga, aim for the leg. Yo, why he aim for the Holmes legs though? That's crazy.
Oh no, it wasn't just his legs he took out, he took his life.
I'm gonna have to spend the rest of my life in a wheelchair.
No, you're not.
In another situation, he again ended Joe, but this...
See? Stewie is lit. Yeah, come on, you gotta love Stewie. You just said, no, you gotta spend the rest of your life in a wheelchair. You said, no, you're not. I'm gonna help you with that. And that's what he did. He helped you to not spend the rest of your life in a wheelchair. So, kudos to that. Come on, you gotta love Stewie.
With a sword.
There he is. There's the dumbass I've been looking for. Mercutio!
I'm just gonna go ahead and mention the time Stewie created a whole simulation to kill Lois. Even though Lois somehow survived, there was someone else he actually did kill in that simulation. When she exposed him as the killer, Stewie ran away. While everyone was out searching for him, they had no idea he'd gone back to the one place they wouldn't expect, the Griffin house. By the time they got there, the little guy was already inside, waiting with a gun to take them hostage. And just as they were scrambling to figure out how to escape, that's when Cleveland randomly decided to drop by.
I'll do it. Hey, Griffins, just checking in.
No hesitation in Alf Cleveland.
Stewie isn't the kind of baby to throw a typical tantrum when he doesn't get what he wants. No crying, no flailing around. His tantrums come with death threats and actual torture. Yes, it's that barbaric. Take the time he wanted to go to a Hannah Montana concert in Quahog. Unfortunately for him, the show was completely sold out. But was Stewie going to accept defeat like a normal child? Of course not. He turned to Brian for help, hoping his canine buddy would assist in his fanboy mission. But Brian said no. Big mistake. Instead of begging or negotiating, Stewie went full psychological horror. He lured Brian to his computer and casually pulled up a file. On screen, a live feed of Brian's long-lost siblings, each locked in a separate cage, but then Brian had no idea the fate that was awaiting them.
Recognize him, Brian?
No.
It's your brother. I found him for you, buddy. What?
Jerry? What's that big thing around his neck?
Oh, I'll show you.
And then, without hesitation, Stewie blows the dog up. He didn't flinch or show a single
Exactly. You didn't even say, oh, take me there or I do that. No, he just did it.
Ah! Oh my God! Oh my God! What did you do? I killed him, Brian.
But here's the thing, that was just one dog. There were 9 in the litter.
And he's the lucky one. He went quickly. There were 9 dogs in that litter. Now, are you gonna help me get those Hannah Montana tickets?
Okay, I'll help you.
Just how brutal can this kid be? The crazy part about this is how a baby can track down 8 dogs born years ago on a random farm in Texas, but can't get tickets to a Hannah Montana concert.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
man,
crazy.
The thought process never need to add up logically with Stewie. Like the time he had
That is crazy because like you got to do a lot of research and a lot of investigation to find the baby, and you couldn't get tickets. I think the tickets are more easier to get the tickets, but you couldn't do that. Or you just didn't want to do it. You just want Brian to do it.
decided to try their hand
That's
at
what it
house
is.
flipping. Sounded simple, sure, but well, not with Stewie involved. His brilliant idea was to buy a house so run down, the walls were crumbling, the roof was practically falling in, and the place looked like it had been hit by a small apocalypse. The plan? Buy it dirt cheap, because honestly, the house might as well have been dirt, fix it up, and sell it for profit. Brian wasn't
you
sold
spend
on the
more money
idea, but
fixing
he
it
went
up?
along with it anyway. Another big mistake. After several failed renovation attempts, Stewie finally admitted it was a disaster from day one. But to make matters worse, they had poured all their money into it. So what was Stewie's next move? Naturally, insurance fraud. He decided the best way out was to blow up the house and collect the insurance money.
We're gonna want to be leaving now.
Why?
Because I just emptied a full tank of gasoline and lit a match. We've got about 5 seconds.
But there was just one small complication with that plan.
Didn't we have an electrician in there today?
He left. Pretty sure he left.
Isn't that his truck?
Well, by God, Brian, we're murderers. I guess this means you'll be going to doggy hell.
Nope, that's all on you, Stewie. You're not sure to blame. And get this, we're
I'm saying he
the
left.
list of Stewie
I'm
Griffin's body
pretty
count
sure
and
he
kids
left.
already sitting at 59. And that's just the appetizer. What's coming up next? Pure unfiltered madness. But before we go any deeper, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss what this tiny maniac does next. Great, now let's get back into it. By now, you should all know that Stewie is the one person capable of turning a simple holiday activity into a bloodbath. Like when
Oh
it was
my God, I
Halloween
remember
and
this. I didn't
trick-or-treaters
kill
were out on
nobody
the
in this
street.
one.
At first, Stewie was alarmed at the disguises of the trick-or-treaters, and you just wonder how this is the same kid that built a time machine, being confused by Halloween
I think I have
costumes.
an AK.
Thinking the trick-or-treaters were vampires,
Oh, that's
Stewie
not
came
it,
up with a
I'm
solution
dumb.
of how to deal with them.
All right, you undead bastards, time to send you back to hell!
But he didn't, I think he, look, there ain't no, he missing all the shots.
Crowded street full of kids. Even if bodies were not shown on screen, I'll just go ahead and charge him with 50 deaths. I think I can very much do
Okay,
that. You know that saying, show me
you
your friend
doing
and I'll
too,
tell you who you
bro.
are.
Bruh, you missed
in
them
this
on
case, I'll show me
everything.
your love interest and I'll show you how evil the two of you can be together. This is where Penelope comes in. She's the girl who didn't just steal Stewie's heart, but matched his villainy step for step. Their twisted little love story began when Brian took Stewie to the park to make up for a rough day. That's where Stewie met Penelope, a girl who instantly caught his eye when she served cold, calculated revenge on a boy who pushed Stewie by handing him taffy laced with superglue. Stewie was hooked. Later, while hanging out at her place, he discovered they shared a mutual love for chaos and weaponry. But Penelope had taken a step further. She'd already killed her
look
own mother.
at
That's when
that.
Stewie knew this wasn't just a crush, this was his soulmate.
She was taking a tub and somebody came in and cut her head off.
Wait a moment. Did you kill her?
Well, I held the knife.
So naturally, they started plotting and causing mayhem together. Their first target, Mort. Stewie planted a bomb in Mort's wallet expecting a quick kaboom, but Mort didn't check his wallet for 2 full weeks, which forced Stewie to improvise. So he built a new trigger device, this time set to explode the next time Mort burped into his hand.
To go off every time he burps into his hand.
Still not done. Mort eventually did check his wallet just in time to get blown up again.
Make sure my wallet's okay.
So technically, Stewie killed Mort twice, but the evil couples were just beginning. The next thing they did was a total wreckage, total world annihilation, starting with the Great Wall of China.
I say, we're on quite a run. We blew up the Great Wall of China.
According to sources on Google, the wall gets about 26,000 visits per day, so let's put that at 20,000 bodies. Then, what else did these two do?
Up the Great Wall of China, bombed the Eiffel Tower and...
Hold on, again, I'll have to Google. Yep, that's about 25,000 bodies, but these two rascals didn't stop there either.
Look at this note I sent off. Dear Pakistan,
Up yours. Love, India.
Let's see what happens.
Oh my God!
They did not need much.
This Penelope's evil, what the hell? Well, Stewie now had to match that kind of destruction. And his task?
Your turn.
Okay, I have to destroy Copenhagen with a tidal wave, and the theme is the Roaring Twenties. That's a challenge.
What kind of twisted, loved-up couple is this? Expect Stewie to grow conscious now and say no? Absolutely not. He was more than happy to go along with it.
They're tidal waving!
Oh my God,
So Copenhagen has a population of 660,000 in the municipality and 1.4 million in the urban area. So that brings it up to about 2 million people absolutely wiped out. So adding everything, Stewie has accumulated a total kill count of 2,045,111. Now if you think his number is crazy,
dope video, but like, who killed more people? Stewie, Peter, or Brian? Cause they're savage. All three of them are savage. But people, until next time, like, comment, share, most definitely subscribe, and I most definitely catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, I am out of here.